Sister Silverine, thank you for sitting with me and having this conversation. Again, it's a weekly program where we take people from being in pain to healing. And specifically, we are dealing with parental alienation and the effects, some of the causes, let's say the underlying issues that bring about parental alienation and the topic globally. Now, for the last couple episodes, we were talking about the expectations people have in their relationships and the problems that it causes. Sometimes the conclusion or the ending where there's separation, there's isolation, there's a feeling of where you mentioned, for example, the children will develop a particular opinion of a parent who abandons the relationship. And it seems that to avoid all this, we simply should learn how to express ourselves, to express our expectations. Why do you think people don't openly, especially we are talking in this sense about a romantic relationship, we are talking about someone you say that you are going to share everything with for the rest of your life. So then why do people not express themselves and expect the partner to assume or understand their feelings?
Good. So there are many reasons, and I think one of the main reasons why many people do not or they fail to express themselves is because of fear. If fear comes in a relationship, the middle of a relationship, then definitely that relationship will fail. Fear means if a husband or a wife think that if I express or I tell her how I feel, then she will leave me. That is a fear. And of course, vice versa. So there is an insecurity. If I express myself, this is what could happen. This is what may happen. So they prefer to keep things to themselves with the expectation, with the thought that let me just keep it this way and see if it will heal at some point. Because all relationship, in the majority of relationship I should say, there's always the expectation that someday it might change for the better. And so many people stay in a relationship expecting that at some point things will turn and change for the better. So they keep themselves for years, and sometimes they face problems, and even though they are facing the problems in the relationship, some choose not to even talk. But if you don't talk, you don't express yourself, then it means that you are literally swallowing all your pains, your hurts, all your damaged feelings, all these negativities. You are actually suppressing it. And that is even more dangerous. It is very damaging to suppress these negative feelings, because in the end it could result in you having or you losing your health. Because there is a saying, what the mouth don't speak, what the mouth don't say, the body feels. Body feels means if you don't express yourself by speaking it out, and you keep it inside and you suppress it, then the body inside starts damaging. So it's like you're literally destroying yourself, your body, by not letting out that negative energy. Because what negativity does is like a fire burning inside. Because anger, whatever hurt, whatever kind of sorrow and pain you're going through, in the end, it is a kind of anger that you have inside. It's like, say you are boiling up, it's boiling inside, which means there is a fire burning inside. Have you ever heard of the pressure pot syndrome? The pressure pot syndrome is, this pressure pot is sealed, but inside there is water, or there is something, matter. And here there is fire burning below. And inside there, that matter is boiling up, whatever it may be. And then it reaches a point where it cannot keep that heat anymore. The pressure is so much that it sends out a whistle. And you hear the sound, psh, like an explosion. This is what happens if we don't learn to speak out or express ourselves in a comfortable way, in a peaceful or harmonious way. So if it does not come out in a pleasant way, and you suppress all these feelings, we call it negative emotions. So here you are suppressing all these negative emotions for who knows how long. It could be for years. For some it's like a lifetime. Because not only this relationship of wife and husband, but for some it could be from childhood. So here I am suffering from a mental or emotional trauma from childhood that I have kept inside of me for years and years. And then there comes that moment where I cannot take it anymore. And many people say, I cannot take this anymore. So what they do? Some either separate, leave the relationship, have a divorce, and some even resort to suicide. So the outcome, the result of not speaking out and suppressing yourself, suppressing all these negative emotions inside of you, is much more damaging than coming out and speaking your heart, as we say. Do not become like the pressure pot, because the damages after is much more than if you come out in the open and you, I should say, comfortably speak about or speak out your feelings. Speak about your expectations. Speak out is important. So, the damage that is caused by you not speaking out, and you hide and you suppress all these feelings, you start damaging yourself inside here. And the damage is then shown in different type of illnesses. All these chronic diseases that people live or they experience today, diabetes and cancers and asthma, arthritis, psoriasis, there are so many. They are all caused by negative emotions being suppressed. Resentment, anger, fears, these are very terrible negative emotions. And if you suppress these emotions, you are actually damaging yourself. So it is wise of anyone, whatever you are going through, find the suitable time and opportunity to express it. Find a person you feel comfortable with to speak out. Do not suppress your feelings. It is very damaging. So you have to look at one, which is the correct moment. The correct moment and the correct person. Who can I speak with so that I can get the help that I really need? Because not everyone that you speak to can help you. You may have friends, you may have someone who you confide in. And confiding in someone does not necessarily mean that that one have the answers to my problem. I'm just using that one as, we call it, someone who I can just tell whatever. It means you have that once as someone who could listen to you, but not necessarily giving you an answer to your problems. So you have to know who to talk to, who could really give you sound advice, who can really help you to get out of that problem. And any and everyone will not have solution to your problems. So who to talk to is very important also. Who have the answers to your problems. This is the people who you have to search for.
Now you are saying to talk to someone, and you are saying, well, you have to be careful who you talk to. Well,
Yes.
I think this is common sense, but a lot of people make the mistake of talking to the wrong person.
Yeah.
Why not speak to your partner first?
Yes, very good. So you may attempt or think about speaking to your partner, but to heal the relationship will depend on if that partner also is ready to listen. If he decides that, I don't want to hear you. Sometimes this is the way they react. I don't want to hear you. I'm tired of you. For how long I'm going to handle this? And if they are not ready, then it will make no sense. So you also have to know in your partner, when is he ready, if he will ever be ready to listen to me. If the partner is also prepared. So yes, you have to even look at that. That is also another way. If your partner is ready to listen to you, then of course you go ahead and have that conversation that is very necessary. But if he is not, then you'll have to find someone else. And I think in the past we spoke about people seeking out a psychologist and psychiatrist to help them to think. Because one thing that we have never been taught is how to think. We think that we are thinking right. We all feel that we are thinking right. But if I am thinking right, if I am thinking correctly, then correct thinking will give me a sense of satisfaction. It will give me peace of mind. It will make me comfortable. But if I think I am thinking right, but these thoughts are causing more distress, more pain, more hurts inside, then I am not thinking right. If the thoughts I create are generating more pain within me, then I am not thinking right. Because correct thoughts, right thoughts, positive thoughts will actually give me peace of mind. The correct thoughts will make me happy, will make me contented. On the contrary, not right thinking will bring more sorrow and more pain to me.
Now when you mentioned the partner has to be able to or ready to listen. But I think also that the person doing the talking also has to be ready to speak, because in different ways. Because, for example, it is not a logical issue that you are approaching your partner with, it's an emotional issue. It's something that has been going on for a while. So then what frame of mind should a person be in or should not be in before they approach their partner? Because let's say the partner is open and understanding. Not everybody is closed and ignorant. Some people are open, partners are open, right? But then what state of mind, what emotional frame, how should one approach their partner in a way to achieve a result, to achieve success in expressing themselves?
Yeah, it's a nice one. So yes, everyone needs to prepare themselves, whether it's mentally, emotionally, and who knows, even physically, So let's say you want to have a conversation with your partner, who maybe not ready. But what if you set up, like say, a time, like an evening dinner or something? You create an atmosphere where he could be comfortable as well as you. So here you are planning, you're preparing your mind to have this conversation with him. So in order to have this conversation with him, you, yes, have to prepare yourself mentally and emotionally. Emotionally and mentally means that if I'm going to have a conversation with my partner, I'm not going to start to cry first. That is what many people do. Because I think if they start crying first, then he will feel sorry for them, and then he will listen, and things might change. That is their expectation. But putting the emotion before logic doesn't solve the problem. No. You might talk to him thinking, okay, after you cry and he may accept, but the next day it might be the same again. And we have seen this happening. The trend continues. And he may tell you, well, today, I forgive you, don't repeat your mistakes, and vice versa. A wife might tell the husband the same thing. I accept you today, I forgive you, but don't do the same again tomorrow. How many times we have heard that? So it still means that there is expectation from each other. And so yes, you create a nice atmosphere and you invite your husband or your spouse and tell him, well, let's have a cordial and a mutual conversation. Let us talk about what is happening in our lives and see how we can come to some kind of conclusion or agreement. And maybe you create a nice atmosphere and you initiate your conversation. But you have to create within you like a kind of inner strength. Inner strength means let my mind be at peace. I am calm. I am relaxed. And here I am speaking in a mature way. Not like we say a crying child. Crying child means for the whole conversation you cried. No. You have to build that inner stamina in such a way. Emotional stamina actually it's called. Where you are mentally and emotionally strong to express yourself clearly. This is what I desire of you. Not expect, desire. This is what I wish from you. And of course, let him give his opinion also. So there must be a mutual kind of understanding. As much as you want to express yourself to him, you must also understand that he will want to do the same. Mutual means there is both coming to an agreement. Both giving each other a chance. If you decide that you want all the chance and he have no chance, then the relationship cannot work. Just as you want a chance, you have to give him a chance also. And so when there is this kind of agreement and mutual understanding, you express yourself, but you also allow him to express himself, and both agree to some or whatever conclusion you all want to come to. And I am sure your relationship could work. Mutual agreements are very important.
How long does this process take? Realistically. So let's say you have, as a person, you have one problem. We are talking about relationship. So a specific problem in a relationship. Let's say your partner drinks too much, I don't know.
Yes.
So you say, okay, I expect that.
You don't drink.
As the wife, let's say I expect that, okay, my husband does not drink. So we are making it like a very singular point. So there's a simple solution then. How long should you expect to work on an issue? One issue. Because we are talking about, okay, you have to prepare yourself, you have to be in a state of mind, your partner has to be willing to listen, and there must be the expression and the understanding and the agreement on what is to be what is to happen. And obviously it has to be put into action. Is it something that instantly happens? Is it something that takes time? Is it that you must continuously work and make certain, let's say, small baby steps, as we say. What is realistic then? What to expect?
Good. So, instant change is magic. So magic is instant, but I don't think this could happen overnight. If it is an addiction, no addiction could be healed overnight. And so let's say your husband drinks and then come home and he will get on and fight and quarrel or whatever. And you are telling him, it's about time you stop this drinking. For how long will you continue like this? So it is happening in words. But in your mind, you are thinking that no matter how much I talk to him, he will go and do the same. This is what's happening on the level of thoughts. On the level of words, you're telling him, why don't you stop this drinking? It is just damaging yourself and our relationship. But in the background, I am thinking, no matter how much I talk to him, he will go and do the same thing. How am I going to heal that relationship? Or even help him to get out of it? When the root, the seed of change begins here, from a thought. A thought means a vibration. It means energy. And just as I am telling him in words, I should also be thinking the same, in the sense that if I tell him to stop drinking in order to heal our relationship, then my every thought towards his drinking should be, he was never like this. He could stop if he wanted to stop. And I am going to send this positive energy to him so that he could change, he could stop. And if you start sending a loving vibration to him, that energy is what will reach him. And that is where the seed of change will begin. Because anyone who has taken to alcohol would have taken to alcohol for some reason. Either they are frustrated, either they are, frustrated is the main thing. You have some other underlying problem. Alcohol was their only resort. They look for the alcohol to hide some other problem. So there are many reasons. So it clearly shows that they had a problem before going to alcohol. And since that is a problem, then why not deal with the problem instead of telling him to stop drinking the alcohol? There is an underlying problem which is actually making him to drink the alcohol. And if you can deal with that problem, then he will stop drinking the alcohol. And it could be even from childhood, where this child felt unwanted, rejected. There's so many reasons why. So now I invite you to a short meditation. I ask you for the next few minutes to just let go of whatever you're doing. Just take these few minutes to sit and think about yourself. And whilst you think about yourself, think about all the hurts and pains that you have inside of you. And ask yourself, was it really necessary to keep these pains and these hurts for so long? And whilst I reflect, I begin to realize that nothing is more important than my peace of mind. Nothing is more important than my own inner happiness. But in order to attain this inner peace of mind, I have to decide to let go of all these hurts these emotional pains and sorrows from my past. I delete it from my mind. And I make my mind clean for new information. I delete any unwanted information. I delete any thought of revenge. I delete whatever anger, whatever irritation, whatever I have accumulated inside of me that is causing me pain. I have decided to get rid of it because I understand by keeping these negative emotions and feelings inside of me, I am just causing damage to myself. I am literally destroying myself. As I continue reflecting, I begin to be aware of the burdens that I am carrying. And I tell myself, if I really love myself, I will only want the best for myself. And if I want the best for myself, I have to learn to let go. I let go of negativity. I let go of whatever resentment I have in my mind. I let go of my fears. I let go of my angers. I let go and I free myself. And as I start freeing myself, my mind becomes light and I start feeling a sense of peace within me. I start feeling happy with myself. And with this, I begin to appreciate, to value, and accept myself for who I am.
Sampex Limited, networking societies for a better future.